The Hdzero Sharkbyte digital FPV system, in my opinion, is incredible. I absolutely love it. They have made some incredible strides over the past year, and they look like they are going full force. I want to talk about it a little bit. Let's do it. What's up, guys? It's Chad. Welcome back to the Dorky and 40 RC channel. So let's talk about Hdzero. We're not going to call it Sharkbyte anymore because they have basically dumped that name and they are moving full force as Hdzero. Their own line of VTXs, their cameras that they're working on with people like RunCam, Foxeer. Every iteration is getting better and better and better. They finally have gotten to a point where cameras and VTXs are available, and I believe they have new video receivers that are coming out here shortly. Now, for the past couple months, I've been rocking the old VRX here after I got it for $100 during their flash deal to get it into everybody's hands on my Attitude V6s. It's worked fine. I kind of don't like it a lot though, because it kind of weighs down your head and your face and everything. And the HDMI wire connection that goes to there has failed me a couple times already. So after kind of dealing with some things with these old eyes these days, I ended up going with the Scout HDs, and they're my full-time Hdzero flyers now. The pictures just a lot bigger and more beautiful and brighter to me than the small little pictures inside of the Attitude V6s. I use those specifically for analog. Now, this is a digital only goggle. That's the one downside. If you're like new to FPV and you're wanting to get into Hdzero, you're not going to get analog capabilities, which you're still probably going to want for some cases. You know, we're not going to throw digital into everything, not at like these prices for sure. And with fitment issues and things like that, it's just not plausible at this moment. But the DVR in here is real easy to work with. Runs off, you know, like your standard cable here, 4S battery, whatever. It's actually got the same two antennas, the 8 dBi patches in the front. And then of course I'm using the Ethics version of like the Mad Mushroom here, which is like the extended type of antennas. And then I always use some kind of VAS antenna on top of my quads because they're just the best. Hdzero is getting ready to come out with their 1-watt VTX, maybe here in a couple months. They've got a really weird marketing campaign on their Facebook pages. It's like they're constantly trying to sell the same stuff that they make to each other, even though they say to like get it out into the community. I don't really see a lot of people pushing Hdzero besides Evan Turner. I've seen, you know, 533 is all in, and I mean, I'm all in with it. I got the Switchback Zero right here. It's just freaking fantastic. Like, I love this Hdzero system, especially now that I've been able to get the better cameras and the better lenses. I've actually even adopted it into my Flight 1 TBS Source 1, which Sharkbyte Hdzero works just fine on Flight 1. It has frozen up on me a couple times, probably something in the code, but you know, they'll figure that out. This is both got the 200 milliwatt V2 race VTXs in there, and that's pretty much about as much as you can get into your normal freestyle frame. Their 1-watt VTX that's coming out, I'll show you a picture of it here. It's gonna be pretty big. I mean, it's like a 43 by 43 with a 30 by 30 mounting pattern, which is going to be difficult to fit into a lot of freestyle quads. And right now, the only quad that I know specifically that's designed to fit it is going to be this Fly 533 footy, which I've got a Vista in here right now waiting. I specifically bought this frame for the 1-watt VTX when it comes out. That's how much, you know, I am in on Sharkbyte. And it looks like, from what I have seen, I'll actually have to move things around a little bit and end up putting the Sharkbyte here in the middle and then mounting my flight controller back here into the back. So we really need some frame adoption here, and I hope that they have got this VTX out into like frame designers' hands to see exactly what can be done to get it inside of your normal freestyle frames. Personally, I think they went a little too strong with the 1-watt. I would have liked to seen a slightly bigger 30 by 30 or 20 by 20, 400 or 500 milliwatt VTX that we could have that would work with freestyle. I mean, quite honestly, this 200 milliwatt Hdzero VTX performs just as good as a 5 or 800 milliwatt Unify that I have. The problem is the breakup. When the breakup hits you, it really hits you hard. And you can see here in the video that, you know, it's easier to fly through some analog stuff that's happening, and it's way harder to fly through this Sharkbyte stuff when the image starts to fall apart. From an average Joe flyer like me, like, I love it. The consistent frame rate and everything is just so much better. It's just like flying analog, except it looks better 99% of the time, except for when you get near the edge and it breaks up. You know, I barely even fly DJI anymore. I only use DJI in like wings and like long range craft like this because I don't have to worry about it. Like, it just works. The video link just goes and you just don't ever have to worry about things. But I can deal with like the latency skipping and changing and stuff on me. What I've always hated about DJI is I could be flying 20 feet in front of me and I never see these 10 to 12 millisecond times that people talk about. I'm 20, 25, up, down, all around. Doesn't matter if I have a 120 frame camera. That's all I have is 120 FPS cameras. I don't even own any 60 FPS cameras. So why I get such horrible latency, even with great antennas and everything, is beyond me. So I guess my point is I don't understand why they're basically trying to sell Hdzero products to Hdzero customers already. Seems like a lot of that's going on and a lot of cheerleading. I think the 1 watt VTX is going to help them a long way when it comes to getting them into like people's hands, but it's going to be just too big of a jump. I don't really know how successful it's going to be. It's going to be proven. It's already been proven in range testing that it will outperform DJI and analog in most cases. But, you know, when it comes to like freestyling and bandos and stuff like that, you know, it's a little too big and chunky. We need something a little bit smaller. The other uphill battle that these guys are going to have is price. I mean, everything's just more expensive these days now. Like, getting into FPV is really a struggle for probably a lot of people. I know for me, I have a hard time paying $100 for an ESC that I know used to cost me 50 or 60 bucks, don't you? It's really even kind of made me examine what I like to do and what kind of quads I want to have and which ones I'm going to carry on in the future. You know, like, I'm going to have my Hdzero quads for sure. I'm still going to have like my super fast, flippy, responsive, old school analog freestyle quad until something comes out in a VTX for Hdzero that could possibly change that. I could probably throw one of these in there. I've been pretty happy with the way that this has been performing. You know, we could take a look at the video here and you can see that, you know, this thing performs super well for what it is. So you can take notice here that the OSD completely is not working now anymore, but you see things changing in the actual Hdzero OSD. So the Hdzero system isn't locked up here. This is the DisplayPort MSP coming through Falco X. Obviously, that's something that they need to work on. I've never had Betaflight do that to me once. The Betaflight experience is just buttery smooth, no issues at all. And here it is on the Switchback Zero. Now this is with the nano camera that's new with the upgraded lens and the Race 2 VTX. So this is basically the best experience that you can get right now. They do have the micro cameras coming out and a micro V2 that we should be able to finally get once all of these products get sorted out, and I think that's going to make everybody a lot happier, and hopefully that will help out with adoption a little bit too, because maybe some people haven't been buying these because they haven't been able to get certain products. But yeah, right now, you know, besides the actual Hdzero people marketing it to Hdzero, I do see a lot of different YouTubers coming out with stuff today, which should get it into more people's eyes and in front of them what this is capable about. But again, it's just that 1 watt VTX. I wish they would have been doing this stuff all along and promoting up Sharkbyte instead of it just being looked at as the best racing alternative. Because let's face it, it is. They won multi-GP with it. They like swept, I think, the podium with this stuff. So let me know what you guys think about Hdzero. I love it. I'm excited for the future. Tell me what you think. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.